A mage is going in solo to Sunken Temple. Really? This is actually kind of impressive because these mobs are beefy. These mobs are beefy. Okay, I'm gonna fast forward like a bit. Like, so the mage is running through. A lot of the trash was already cleared, but this trash wasn't. Okay, so this mage, ice lances, no living bomb, huh? Okay, so the mage, oh wow. So the mage pulls this, and this is actually pretty impressive, right? Because these mobs are really beefy. So Cock, Blink, Nova, well done. What the heck are we doing here? Oh, there's a little lip. There's a little edge. Okay, so all the mobs are now running around. The mobs are so stupid, dude. The mobs could just kill the little gnome, but they decide to run all the way around. Okay, so now the mage drops. All the mobs are grouped. Where we're gonna rank 1 Blizzard to stack up all the mobs. Okay, and it's probably gonna be a living flame and then jump back on that ledge, huh? Oh my gosh, yep. The mobs don't know how to hit the mage. Oh, so now he's just gonna kind of go back. He's gonna stack all the mobs, living flame, and then just kind of jump back and forth, and they're all gonna die eventually. And he line of sights the cast. Oh, they're getting real. Okay, this is actually kind of scary. Ooh! Ballsy. Ballsy little mage. Oh, he just got hit for half his life. Okay, he has living bomb. I thought he had ice lance on. I swear I saw ice lance. Maybe I'm tripping. Maybe it was an item or something. Okay, so now he's throwing up the living bombs. They're all stacked up, and he's just gonna... I think we know what happens from here. Living bomb spam. Living flame spam. Can Blizzard do anything about this? Like, there's so many spots in the game. Say you fix this spot, someone's gonna find another. And then someone's gonna find another. And then someone's gonna find another. And then someone's gonna... Like, the whole game is riddled with spots like this. Every little fence, every little tiny thing. They already did. It's already patched. Okay. Well, maybe we'll see. So you can't do this anymore. They fixed it. Okay. 35,000 gold in 5 days. So I guess it's a good thing. But is there going to be another one that... I don't know, man. We'll see. Put invisible barriers like everywhere, though. In every dungeon. Zul'Farrak. Like, I think part of what I'm trying to get at is, like, mages are AoE kings. And I think, like, no matter what, they're going to find out something. And yeah, you can nerf it, but then there's going to be just another ledge they find. And then another one. And then another method. And, like, yeah, I don't know. This is not patched. They just made siege drop rate increase. This is actually fun, though. Yeah, I think part of the classic World of Warcraft mage experience is doing shenanigans like this. So I don't think it's like the worst thing ever, but 35,000 gold in 5 days, like the outcome of that's, I mean, that's pretty substantial. It's pretty bad, but it does look pretty fun from the mage pop. So yeah, I do think though, once they fix it, there's just gonna be a new method come up in 2 days, and then another one, and then another. And then, yeah, he's just going to heal up, and then Evo, and then Mana Pot, and then, yeah, it's just going to be the same thing. Yeah. They shouldn't fix these things. It's part of the game. Yeah, I'm kind of on, I'm kind of like dancing between that line right now. Like, a lot of this is just the game. If you play classic World of Warcraft as a mage, like, part of the expectation is that you can pull off crazy AoE grinding methods. Like, that's how it was in 2004. That's how it was even in TBC, even in Wrath. So, like, for me, when I leveled my original mage in classic WoW, I AoE grinded, and then TBC came out and I AoE grinded, and then Wrath came out and I AoE grinded, and then Kata came out. I don't know if I AoE grinded to 85 in Kata. I think I might have actually quested in Kata. I can't quite remember, but I pretty much AoE grinded in classic TBC and through Wrath, because that's just what mages did, right? Like, if you guys remember watching the In Frost We Trust videos, those were awesome, man. It's one of the main reasons to be a mage. Right, it's the class identity of being a mage in WoW. But obviously, if you're making 35,000 gold in 5 days by soloing raids, like, there's an issue. It's larger than a player issue. It's an economy issue, right? All of a sudden, the economy is just too much gold in it. If everyone's doing this, then everything gets inflated, then it's just bad for everyone. So Deedge's take on Heavenly Onyx Cloud Serpents. Oh, okay, I'm curious. A lot of people seem to disagree on my take here, so I'm curious what Deedge thinks.
That's why people are mad, because they worked hard to get it.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I get that point, but I don't know. I get the point, but I don't sub to the logic of like having things be hard just because it was hard when you did it. Like, I feel like some things definitely, like, even though they're ass, if you earn them when they're ass, like, some things should probably be changed for the better. That's sort of like, oh, don't nerf the raid because I was able to clear it when it wasn't nerfed, right? I feel like it's okay for things to change. It would be different if this was like one of those things that was really tough to earn and took like a lot of skill expression in the game to get. But this is not one of those things. It's kind of just like pulling a slot machine literally thousands of times. And like it's okay that has another way to earn it.
Okay, so I really like Deedge. And two, this is a argument that I hear a lot. So I want to address it because I disagree with it wholeheartedly. And I was actually thinking about it this morning in the shower. So the timing is just perfect. So let's do this. Let's go to Simple Armory. And let's go to mounts. And we go to collectibles. And let me ask you guys some questions. In the Burning Crusade, what is the most prestigious, exciting, rare mount when you see it run by or fly by? When you think of Burning Crusade, what's the most exciting mount to see? Ashes, 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 ashes. Yes, that's exactly right. Before I prove my point, let's go to Wrath of the Lich King. In Wrath of the Lich King, what mount in Wrath of the Lich King do you just kind of turn your head and maybe check out for a second? Invincible, 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 time lost proto drake, invincible, 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 invincible. Okay, great. Let me ask you one more question before we get to the point. In Cataclysm, what mount makes you kind of turn your head a little bit? It's exciting. Maybe it's a little rare. Maybe you just don't see it as often as the rest. Fell Drake, Camel, Seahorse, right? Maybe some of these, the Blazing Drakes, Experiment 12Bs. Okay, so now let me ask you guys a follow-up question. What do all of these mounts have in common? Well, they're rare drops. Not everyone gets them because they're rare. You can make the argument it's not a good system. That's fine. And if you want to change things moving forward, hey man, maybe I'm even with it. But the reason these mounts are the way they are is because people have some type of built-in prestige by the point I just proved. When you see Invincible, there's a different feeling than when you see Reigns of the Armored Brown Bear. When you see Ashes of Alar, it's a different feeling than when you see the Blue Wind Rider. Why is that? Well, because it's a rare drop and not everyone has it, and you have to put the time in to get it, or you get really unlucky and you never get it. But that's part of what makes the mount fundamentally cool. So once you change that, then you changed the mount being cool, and then the mount's not cool anymore, and now you like just essentially removed a cool mount. Now it's not cool anymore. So once again, if you want to change the system moving forward, then you could try to experiment with that. But I'm not too sure that's a good idea by what we just proved here, right? Like once again, with Mist of Pandaria, what are some of the coolest mounts? Well, you have Shaw of Anger, right? When you like turns your head. And that's kind of this whole discussion, right? So I love Deedge. He's a cool guy. But I am going to disagree with that take. I don't think that's a fair take to say, well, you just kind of pull the slot machine. It's like, well, yeah. And people seem to like the slot machine mounts based on just asking the average WoW player, what's a cool rare mount in Burning Crusade? Turns out to be Ashes, despite it being a slot machine. Okay, it's hard to argue with that, isn't it? It is. It's hard. It's hard to argue with that. It's hard to argue with what's the coolest mount in Wrath. Of course it's Invincible or Mim's Head, right? Of course it is. They're the rarest mounts. So that's that. Players want rare mounts because they're rare. And once you make them not rare, players don't want them anymore. So if you want no rare mounts, then that's fine. You could do that moving forward. But as soon as you make rare mounts not rare, then they stop being cool. And that's just the facts. So yeah, I do appreciate the link. Hopefully this can dispel some of those myths moving forward. Boom. Here's the arena plunderstorm thread. Okay, let's take a look at this. Okay, how would you feel about an experiment for arena that uses a plunderstorm like template UI? Maybe replace PvP talents with 7 limited talent choices for abilities. Bro, would this actually go hard? I don't know what I think about this. It would be so much easier to watch, so much easier to play, but there would still be a lot of complexity with it. It'd probably be two little abilities. I don't know. Yeah, maybe it'd be 2. Yeah, maybe not. Maybe not for the main game. Yeah, maybe not for the main game. The #1 post just says no. Yeah, I guess I agree. Yeah, no. I can see the argument for streamlining, but yeah. At that point, play something else. Yeah, I think I agree with these takes. It's just like no, don't. Yeah, it's just too much. So you're suggesting we play only demon hunters? Ha 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 ha. If I want to play something like that, I would just go play a MOBA. Yeah, I agree with these takes. It's an interesting thing to consider, but at the end of the day, it's probably not worth it. I think for retail arenas, or even like Wrath or Kata arenas, whatever, I think having the complexity is part of it, you know? World of PvP. Don't post about tanks in arena. You have been warned. What? Who the hell moderates this? Why is that a rule? That's the worst rule I've ever seen in my life. Who the hell moderates this Reddit? Who made this rule? That's a great thing to talk about. Tanks are toxic. The mod is a tank? Yeah, whoever is modding this needs to go touch some grass. That's terrible. Tanks getting their feelings hurt. Yeah, I don't know, man. That's like yeah, don't be toxic. Yeah, how about you take your own rule, World of PvP, and have us talk about how tanks shouldn't be an arena. Unbelievable. One-shots. All one-shot posts must be a recording of the one-shot happening without UI elements hidden. Screenshots of details and combat logs or the one-shot happening will be removed. The idea here is so there's context to these deaths that can lead to more meaningful This subreddit? Who the hell runs this subreddit? These are the word. Who the hell? Who runs this thing? We gotta flip the script on this, man. Unbelievable. All right. Have you seen the WoW remix mop thing? I have seen it, and I've played it, and I have a YouTube video on my thoughts about it. 99% of Reddits are modded by the same people. Are they really? I didn't know that. This was my post. What do you think about the idea? I thought it was an interesting thing to consider, but overall probably not a good idea. But interesting to consider, definitely. Rule 2, don't be toxic. Rule 10, don't be toxic to me. Yeah. This is how bots farm in Uldaman while Blizzard restricts auctions and trades to new players allegedly fighting against botting. Well, I mean, I think it does help against the issue. It doesn't fully fix it, but yeah, let's see what the video is. Bot farm in Ulda. How do you have this footage? What the? Wait, what? Your eye the beasting to your cheetah, and the cheetah is somehow flying through the whole... What the... Wait, what? Okay, so they're doing Ulda in one pull. Wait a minute. I just thought of something. For the bots that are farming, couldn't they just stockpile gold for 30 days and then sell it? Maybe it's easier for Blizzard to detect if they're stockpiling gold for 30 days and then selling it. Yeah, it's still probably a good idea for them to help detect. Look, he has like multiple, oh my gosh, multiple like epics in the inventory too, just completely farming. This is Peyo's screenshot of his monitor. Nice, dude. Asmongold with a hot take. Okay. Hot take from Asmon. Let's see if we have a hot take on his hot take. I disagreed with his take the other day, so we'll see. What is this? We have Mike Yabara saying, I've thought about this idea for a while. As a player, I saw this tweet. I haven't covered it, so maybe this is good. Since I've been diving into a single player games lately, when I beat a game, there are some that just leave me in awe of how amazing the experience was. At the end of the game, I've often thought I wish I could give these folks another $10 or $20 because it was worth more than my initial $70, and they didn't try to nickel and dime me every second. Games like HZD, Gears of War, RDR2, BG3, Elden Ring. I know $70 is already a lot, but it's an option at the end of the game I wish I had. Some games are just that special. I know most will dislike this idea. All right. I'll listen to what Asmon says. I don't know what he says. I haven't seen this yet. I'll give you my take first, just so I'm not biased by what Asmon says. I think if it's an optional tip, then fine, there's an option for that. But I think tipping culture is a little different than that. Because say you buy a really nice car or something, like a BMW, or like I guess any car, but say you get like a really nice car, you get like a BMW, and then you're like, wow, I really enjoy driving my BMW. You know, I really enjoy this thing. It feels really nice. I would just love to tip the folks who made the BMW because it's such an amazing experience. I feel like something about that feels fundamentally wrong. It's like, well, you already paid the high price for the car, and the people who made the car price it at that with the intention that you're going to have an amazing experience anyway, right? And the price tag is already high because of that. So like tipping on top of that on a car that you already purchased just feels like a bit off, like fundamentally. I'm trying to figure out exactly why, because obviously you could tip for like a haircut or something, or like a service. But you could say that building a car is to some degree a service, and you could also say building a game is some degree a service. So like Mike Ybarra is trying to like gray out this line. I don't know. Something feels fundamentally wrong with that. Like it's like there shouldn't be even an option, maybe, because the price tag already entails the experience that you're getting. Yeah, let's see what Asmon has to say about it.
I thought about this for WoW PvP. Like I should be able to bill Blizzard for every second I sit in CC. Because, like, I pay $15 a month to play the game. Can I play the game? No, I can't. So, like, if I get polymorphed, I want 2 cents. If I get kidney shot for 5 seconds, I want 1 cent. And that adds up. Yeah, I want this prorated, and I want my money back. This is ridiculous.
The Unity...
Like, Mr. Pandaria comes out again, I'm going to get my whole sub fee back.
Engine had a brilliant idea. That developers would have...
I thought about this for WoW PvP.
That is hilarious. You guys said it was a hot take, so I was expecting something a little different than that. That is just funny. So obviously he's being a bit sarcastic here, but yeah, I think people's perception is it should almost be the other way around. Like you pay for something, but when there's like outages and you can't actually play the game or the service that you're paying to play, and it's like, all right, maybe there should be some type of refund involved. I think what Mike is trying to say is probably a bit of a stretch. I see what he's trying to get at, but like, I don't know. I think there's a wall there between like service and a company selling something for a set price. So yeah. Anyway, Asmon's take is just straight hilarious though. That's great. Thanks for linking, bro. Goodness gracious.